Hello, hello. Welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Matt.
Today we're going to be talking about Kentucky Owl, Dixon Dedmen Rye whiskey. We have the rye version. This is batch number 2, and we are super excited to be tasting it today.
Definitely. So this is 50.9, 11 years old. He is a blender. He's the master blender, Dixon Dedmen. So he takes a bunch of distilleries and puts the stuff together and makes it. I have no idea which ones. He doesn't tell you, but he does a magical thing.
And we do have a history of Kentucky Owl. It'll be up there if you would like to get some more information on that.
Yes. So let's dive in. This is magical rye. So this is one of the ryes that actually got me into rye. To be real honest, I think at the time I had like 7. I've got like 200. So yeah, this is an amazing, amazing rye. Especially this is batch 2. I've had batch 1 and 3. Batch 1 I think is probably a little better than this one. There's just nothing wrong with this one, obviously, but batch 3 is a little bit different as well. So all the batches are different. I will say none of them are similar. So let's get into the nosing tasting, and we'll talk about those when we're done with this.
I'm also going to link Matt's top 12 ryes that he has in his house right now. We're going to link that video right here as well, where this actually made an appearance as well.
Yes.
Ooh.
There's pickle in there.
But there's also that dark mint.
Yeah. The anise.
That chocolate mint.
Oh yeah. Chocolate
Yeah, it's
peppermint.
like an Andes mint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at being 11 years old that there's so much dill for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still very dill forward. Typically with
On the nose.
older, yes, on the nose. We'll get there. On an older rye, I typically don't get as much dill. It's usually those young ones that it's just all dill. This is.
This jumps out big time with that.
It smells more like the 95%, 5% mash bill,
Yeah.
where it's like almost all rye.
Would not be surprised. But yeah, it's so chocolatey, rich.
Oh yeah. I agree with the chocolate cover mints.
Worn leather. Same thing. It's got like you have the corn. It's got that barn finish to it as well.
That
old,
dusty corn.
Dusty
corn.
Hay.
Old wood. Yeah, it smells really nice.
Old barn, worn leather.
Mm-hmm.
This has some bourbon notes in there as well. There's the brown
yeah.
sugar. There's the caramel and the baking spices in there as well.
And that proof punch is definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit punch is definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And you know it's rye.
You definitely know it's rye. But the pickle is not as forward on the taste for me as it is
No,
on the nose.
it's not.
It's not. You get a lot more of the mint and that chocolate
Mm-hmm.
and those dusty notes on the taste than I get personally on the
Definitely.
nose.
Yeah, I get a lot of the anise. I get a lot of the almost the root beer flavors kind of showing up in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's deep, dark, chocolatey mints. But it is very minty on the finish.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's got that spearminty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a very spicy rye. You have to really like rye. I mean,
Oh yeah.
and this is also it's also a $200 bottle. So
Yeah, and it's not that I don't like it. It's good, but
Okay.
it's just not my cup of tea.
It's a little simple
glass of whiskey.
for being that kind of pricey. When I'm paying that much money for a bottle of whiskey, I really want it to have a lot of different notes constantly changing throughout my
More
palate
complex.
journey. Yeah, more complexity, more things going on with every sip. And again, we're taking kind of a one-off on this. We're not sitting with this for 45 minutes like we really should be. We're spending 15 minutes on a beverage. But it's kind of disappointing to me. I'm not going to lie.
I really like it. Now I will say, batch 1 is significantly more complex than this one. Now batch 1 was when it was just him and the Carter family. Batch 2 is when Stoley bought them out and they raised the price by $85. And I think Stoley. Anyway, and batch 3, they've actually lowered the price by about $15 and is much more like batch 1, except for instead of having the spicy finish on batch 1, batch 3 has a very sweet finish on it. So it's very tasty. I do like this a lot. is it worth the money? It's just kind of up to you. It's kind of a hard thing to say to me. I really do like this. It is definitely my top 12 ryes, for sure, no doubt. Because I really do like a spicy rye, but it is very hard, money-wise, being able to justify the cost on it.
Yeah.
So, now granted, Dixon has nothing to do with the cost. He's simply just the guy who makes it and totally sets the price. So,
right.
They're making they have to pay for adult Disneyland out there in Kentucky. Building the giant pyramids and the insane train goes to it and the architecture. I think when I talked to Dixon, he was telling me, I think it's costing like way more money than they expected to do because of all the craziness they're doing. So, someday they'll break ground and do all that good stuff, but not sure when that's going to be. But until then, he's going to keep on making amazing whiskey. So, even the bourbon, the rye, Kentucky Owl, I think is really great stuff. Especially their bourbons are some of the best bourbons. The rye is some of the best I've ever had. It's just for the money, it's very expensive. But I think you'd like it. If you really enjoy this rye, I think you will like it. Just got to be willing to ante up the money for it.
Right.
But you do have to really love rye to do it.
Yeah, it's not something that I would buy. I'm, grateful to be able to taste it and get the experience it. Being as rye and something that we drink in our house, it's not something that I would fork over the money for.
I will say that with a drop of water, it actually becomes more of a cohesive journey across your palate. And to me, it actually tastes much better with that drop than it did without. It lost some of the proof spice and became more of a round ball across my palate, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not horrible. I just wouldn't pay that for it.
I think you guys will like Batch 3 better. Batch 3 is more bourbon forward. It's much sweeter on the finish and less the spiky anise on it. You can always grab it.
Well, you just let us know when you're ready to pop that cork.
Other than that, yeah, it's good. I mean, if you want me to grab it, I can grab it now. It's whatever.
It's good.
But, alright, well, other than that, I think it's worth it, but I think the price increase, unfortunately does disappoint. But as far as we just straight on, is it really good? I really personally, if you like rye, you'll love it. If you're not, they don't really care for rye, it's not for them. But for me, I really enjoy it personally. So,
Okay.
But it's up to each his own.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep on crocheting for better whiskey in your glass.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, I actually like that a whole lot better with the drop in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.